One of the big lessons of the 21st century in America has been that our national commitment to democracy came from two distinct groups. One was the group who believed in majority rule as a moral imperative. The other was a group that was fine with that as long as the majority kept saying what they wanted to hear. But with an increasingly diverse electorate and increasingly empowered women, that latter group hasn't been hearing what they want as much, and they're fucking done with this democracy shit. And I've got another great example of that via Jacqueline, who sent us this story at ScathingNews@gmail.com. Thanks, Jacqueline. Anyway, so as you all know, Republicans have a huge problem when it comes to abortion. Since the Supreme Pontifical Court of the United States of Jesus revoked our right to reproductive autonomy, Republicans have lost every single election where the question of abortion rights has been put to the people, even in deep red states. Because overwhelmingly, the majority in this country don't think we should force women into motherhood. And as much as mainstream Republicans are trying to just pivot away from the subject, it keeps coming up. Like earlier this month when the Arizona State Supreme Court upheld an abortion restriction from 1864. Just really hard to sell. Our views haven't updated since before the Civil War ended to the undecided voters. So it looks like a lot of Republicans are switching to a new tactic, pretending they're the pro-abortion ones. There are now multiple examples of this fucked up strategy in action. Like in Nebraska, where pro-choice groups are pushing for a ballot initiative that would enshrine abortion rights into the state constitution until the point of viability. So anti-abortion groups are pushing for their own ballot initiative that would enshrine abortion rights up to 12 weeks, which matches the 12-week ban the Republicans in the state have already enacted. In other words, they're trying to trick pro-choice voters into enshrining their abortion ban into the Constitution by pretending it's a pro-abortion bill. And they're not the only ones doing it. For another example, we have to look no further than 1864. As you can imagine, the right to abortion is suddenly quite the hot button issue in Arizona politics. A leaked strategy document that NBC reported on shows that the plan of Republicans there is to propose a ballot initiative that would protect abortion up to 15 weeks, but undermine it with a bunch of restrictions that would ultimately make the law toothless. It's basically the same strategy that cut-rate studios use to trick grandmothers into buying a movie called Finding Norman. Except instead of preventing a happy birthday, they're revoking people's basic human rights. And when you think about it, what greater admission could you possibly want that these people are against democracy? Well, other than making it illegal to give water to people waiting in line to vote. The point is that by doing this, they're admitting that their ideas don't have majority support. And more than that, they're admitting that they don't give a shit. And with that important reminder to double-check the ballot initiatives you're voting on, I'll wrap things up and hand you back over to Noah, Heath, and Eli.